Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be going over all of the Blu-ray and 4K movies that I bought for the month of June 2025. So yeah, not a whole lot of Blu-rays this month, just a handful, a fair amount of 4Ks, but yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, just not a lot of movies this month, but yeah, hopefully maybe more over the next coming months. But yeah, it's just the way things are going at the minute for me. At the moment, just trying to sort of cut down on the movies a little bit. But yeah, still buying what I can, when I can, because it's what it's all about at the end of the day for me and for people in the community. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to get straight into the Blu-rays. So the first one we've got here is a movie that I actually bought this on the recommendation of Ollie over at his channel, and yeah, I really enjoyed his sort of review of this. I haven't watched the movie yet, I haven't had a chance to get around to checking it, but it's Paddy Considine, Jodie Whittaker in Journeyman. So I believe this is like a British boxing movie. I haven't, yeah, like I said, haven't watched it yet, but I'm just really looking forward to checking this one out. Ollie really sold me on it, and Paddy Considine, I don't think you can't go wrong. So yeah, that is Journeyman. Next up, we have from the movie label. So this is a movie called Border. I haven't actually had a chance to watch this one yet either. I've just sort of been looking at the older movies, the more enjoyable comfort ones for me recently. But yeah, Border, I've heard some good things about this. It's sort of about someone who works at like border control, but they have the ability to sniff out and smell anyone who's up to no good. Like that sense they've got is like really heightened. But yeah, looking forward to checking this one out, seeing what it's about. So yeah, that's Border. And next up, I've kind of been getting into some of the video nasties. I have Nige to thank for that. But yeah, I've sort of completed collecting section 1 at the moment. I'm not going to show all of them in this because some of the covers are like really like, you know, have some imagery involved in them, which is just probably not appropriate. But these are a select few that I've managed to pick up. So the first one we've got, I think this is a Spanish import, and that is the Cannibal Man. I've seen some of the animal cruelty in this movie. I haven't watched it in full yet. Yeah, just not pleasant stuff. It goes for a lot of these movies as well that do contain animal cruelty. Not, you know, definitely not my cup of tea. But I just want to see the movies. I want to see why these were so highly regarded that the government at the time had to sort of see fit to ban these movies and prosecute anyone who had them in their possession, who were selling them, who were renting them. I'm kind of, yeah, just really sort of fascinated by that. I've seen a fair few of the nasties. I've seen about a third now, just over. I maybe even be creeping up to the halfway point. But yeah, this was on the list, so I had to pick this one up. So yeah, that's the Cannibal Man. Next up is one that I have seen before. I watched this when I was a teenager, and yeah, this was hard hitting. Faces of Death. Yeah, just I've heard very conflicting things as to what's real and what's fake in this movie. The scene that really stood out to me when I was younger, and it's just absolutely horrific, is the scene where the seals are getting clubbed. That is just absolutely horrific. But I've heard mixed things about whether that's real or not. But there's some bits in this. It's a documentary. It goes from scene to scene of just capturing death in its essence, sort of everyday life as to what's going on in industry and accidents and crime and things like that. But yeah, it's just one of these put together documentaries. I think it was just more put together for shock value. But yeah, some of the stuff in here is just absolutely horrific. So yeah, that's Faces of Death. Next up is a video nasty I actually enjoyed. There was like a split second of animal cruelty in this. But yeah, that's Cannibal Apocalypse. John Saxon. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a pretty good not so much full-on horror, but it definitely has its gory moments, sort of about this Vietnam soldier who was sort of tasked to save a couple of other soldiers who were kidnapped, but they developed this taste for cannibalism and they were brought back to society, and there's an outbreak of it. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty decent slasher movie. I could definitely see why it made the list as well. Well, not really a slasher movie, but yeah, just a good gory type of movie. Just doesn't go full on with the horror. But yeah, that's Cannibal Apocalypse. Now this one went on with the horror, definitely slasher. I was actually impressed with some of the effects in this movie at the time, and that is Don't Go in the Woods. The acting in this is bloody awful. It is atrocious. You are actually so put off by the acting in this film that you are rooting for the killer to bump these characters off. They're awful. But yeah, one of the kills in this, the canvas kill, I thought was really good. Really enjoyed it, but the characters in it, yeah, just can't act. And next up, we've got two of the nasties here that I haven't seen yet. First one's Nightmare in a Damaged Brain. I haven't watched this one yet. It's, yeah, just on the list, so I had to get this one. And one of the other ones I've got as well is, I think this is called Expose, but yeah, House on Straw Hill. Need to check this one out as well, so yeah, it's House on Straw Hill. And the last Blu-ray I've got here is the fourth movie in a series. We're going to get to the second movie as well a little bit later on when we get into the 4Ks. But yeah, this is the last Blu-ray, and this is a lovely deluxe box edition from 88 Films, and that is American Reunion. Anyone who knows me knows that I love these movies. I have a soft spot for them. They're almost a sacred series of films for me. But yeah, I just absolutely adore them, and I have to pick up these 88 releases. It's a shame this one and The Wedding, when that gets released, are not going to be on 4K. I think it was to do with the rights at the time. I don't think 88 had the rights long enough to do the third and fourth entry. At least we got the first two on 4K. I'm absolutely happy with that. But it's nice to see that they didn't skimp out on the treatment as well for film 3 and film 4. So yeah, that is American Reunion. I love this film, by the way. I absolutely think it was a great return to form. It was great to see the cast come back as well. All the missing ones who weren't in The Wedding. Yeah, I love this one. It was a nice send-off. If they do a fifth one, I wouldn't say no to that either. But yeah, American Reunion, loved it. So yeah, those are the Blu-rays. Moving into the 4Ks now. So we're going to start off with, I've got 5 steelbooks this month. Not including the ones that are in sets or anything like that. The first one we've got is a Luc Besson film, and that is Subway. I've seen this movie once before. I did enjoy it. There's a song that gets played on this towards the end. Sort of like a Luc Besson regular. Is it Jean Reno? I think he plays drums in this band, and the song they play is like really catchy. That bass line's just phenomenal. But yeah, this of course has Christopher Lambert in it as well. I don't know too much about it. I can't remember it in all honesty, which is again why I've bought it and upgraded it from DVD to 4K. So yeah, haven't seen this one in a very, very long time. So looking forward to giving it a rewatch. So that's Subway. And next up, we have one that actually arrived today. And this was one I went to see at the cinema when I was a child with Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I didn't go to the cinema with them. They're just in the movie. But yeah, it is the Mask of Zorro. Yeah, just a childhood staple. One that I didn't watch too much when I was younger, but I just have that memory of seeing it at the cinema. And yeah, nice to see it finally get a 4K release. So that's the Mask of Zorro. Some newer movies now. The first one we've got here is a Minecraft movie. I've heard so much about this. I've heard so much about the ongoings at cinemas as well when this movie came out, the certain showings around the world and what people were getting up to. I don't get it. I don't know anything about the root cause of that, the reasoning for it. But I want to check this movie out. I just want to see it in the comfort of my own home. I didn't bother to see this one at the cinema. But yeah, it's a complete blind buy for me going into it, not knowing anything. So yeah, I've never played the game either. So that is a Minecraft movie. Next up is one I enjoyed with Jack Quaid, and that is Novocaine. Yeah, enjoyed this one. It's about him. He's sort of an everyday sort of banker. He gets the ability to not feel pain. I enjoyed it, yeah, for what it was. I haven't checked out the 4K yet, so I'm looking forward to checking that out when I get around to it. So that is Novocaine again. And next up was kind of one of the most divisive horror films so far of the year for me, and that is The Monkey. Now, this is definitely a film of two halves in my opinion. I love the first half. I thought the first half was great when it was focusing on these two young twins, and they had this toy monkey that their dad left them, and every time it wound up, someone they knew would die in a very, very horrific way. But when it got to the sort of the halfway point and we went to, there was a bit of a time jump and we started to focus on them when they were adults, that's when the movie kind of sort of waned for me a little bit. It just wasn't as good as that first half. It just got a bit silly, a bit over the top. It lost its way a little bit, lost focus. But I did still enjoy this movie for what it was, and I do want to watch it again. So yeah, that is The Monkey. So from one monkey movie to another, we have from Scream Factory, Monkey Shines. So yeah, this is a George Romero 80s movie. It's sort of about this this guy who becomes a paraplegic, and in order to help him sort of around the house with everyday tasks, he has this helper monkey, which is sort of there to help him, like I said, just get through the day, one day at a time, I guess. But the monkey starts to sort of take control and want to sort of be a pest and a pain for him. But yeah, it's a movie that I did enjoy watching the first time I saw it. I haven't seen it since DVD again, a long time, but I was glad to upgrade this one finally. So that's Monkey Shines. I'm moving into some of the special editions now. I think this is a Curzon film. I believe this won Best Animated Film as well at the Oscars, and that is Flow. So yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. I did want to get it because obviously the Oscar buzz, the animation from what I saw when I watched the Oscars looked absolutely great. So this beat out as well some stuff competition as well. I think Vengeance Most Foul was up for Best Animated Picture, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I am looking forward to checking this one out when I get around to it. So that is Flow. Next up, absolute 80s classic, one of the best buddy cop movies ever. It was nice to see Warner Brothers finally release this one, and that is Lethal Weapon. I do apologise about the glare on this one if any does pick up, because this does have like a high gloss, clear slipcover on it. But yeah, I know a lot of people have been complaining about the steelbook on this one. It is very underwhelming. You can go and check out those videos if you want to see it. But yeah, I watched this yesterday again. 4K of it looked really good. Not as good as Dirty Harry, but still a very good transfer in my opinion. It was good to see the director's cut as well. I hadn't seen that since DVD. It was a great scene in this with when Mel Gibson takes on this sniper. But yeah, I, like most people as well, I kind of enjoyed it that much that I wanted to delve into the sequels as well, because they're really good entries as well. There isn't a Lethal Weapon movie that I dislike. Some I like more than others, but I'll really enjoy all four of them. And yeah, this is just a great buddy cop movie with a great supporting cast as well. Gary Busey, Tom Atkins. Yeah, this is just a fun 80s staple action movie. So yeah, that's Lethal Weapon. So moving into some of the Arrow stuff now. The first one we've got here, I think this is a mid-70s movie. Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, The Taking of Pelham, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I really enjoy this one. It sort of follows these three sort of criminals who take hostage this train and its passengers, and obviously they have demands and that, and Walter Matthau's kind of like the cop dealing with it. One of the sort of the kidnappers in this movie, I just remember him being really unhinged, like kind of like the other two. I have to like wind him in and make sure he like keeps his like level-headed with all this that's going on. And this movie for me as well has one of the best endings ever. I just absolutely adore that ending. The note this movie finishes on is superb. Love it. So yeah, that is Taking Your Pelham 1, 2, 3. And next up from Arrow, we have Swordfish. So yeah, I remember this movie coming out in the early 2000s. It was kind of hyped up at the time as well for me, because I remember X-Men had just come out, and that also starred Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry, and this was like the next film that they were in. And yeah, just absolutely buzzing to see. It obviously has the infamous topless Halle Berry scene in it as well. Yeah, it's an okay movie. It's watchable. It's just not amazing or anything like that. It's just, I think it was kind of a product of its time. I believe early 2000s movie. There was a really big YouTube channel I was watching, very pristine channel, and yeah, they said this was an 80s movie. I was like, what? But yeah, no, it was just so bizarre to hear that being said. But yeah, I thought I'd get this because, you know, why not? Yeah, just a really, really good cast. I think Vinnie Jones is in this as well, from what I remember. But yeah, it was just a really odd movie. I think I've talked about this too much, but yeah, that's Swordfish. And I got a couple of special editions from Arrow as well that were a few sort of... These were earlier releases that I missed out on, and I wanted to get these to add. So the first one we've got is... And I do think both of these movies are kind of odd choices for Arrow. But the first one we've got here is Boyhood from Richard Linklater. He was robbed for Best Director, in my opinion. I know Alejandro Iñárritu, probably butchered his name there, for Birdman won. I thought this should have won for definitely Best Director. Not so much Best Picture, but Director, absolutely. I think Richard Linklater was robbed, because this was such an ambitious achievement. I think this movie was filmed over like 14 years and put together. And in that time, 14 years, so much could go wrong. But I think this movie was quite fortunate as well. It's just a great film. It doesn't have too much in terms of plot as it goes on, but in terms of the technical aspects, the ambition behind the execution, it works very well. So yeah, that's Boyhood. And next up we have probably one of the most entertaining movies to come out of the 2010s. In my opinion, 2013, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I had to get this on 4K. I rewatched this a few nights ago with Nigel and Scott, and we had an absolute blast with this film, and I wanted to upgrade it to 4K. Yeah, I can't really say much more about this film. It is obscene, it's absurd, it's so full of so many depravable, if that's even a word, moments in this movie. It's just over the top. It's overload. But yeah, really, really enjoy this one. That's The Wolf of Wall Street. And a newer release, not so much a newer film, but a newer release from Arrow, we have the deluxe edition of Dark City. So yeah, this was a really good, under the radar sci-fi movie. I think came out in the late 90s. I enjoy this movie. I think it's great. I haven't seen it in a long time ago. My memory of it is still quite hazy. I've only seen it a handful of times. But yeah, I remember Richard O'Brien being in this, Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, I need to give this one a rewatch. So yeah, it's Dark City. So moving into 88 films now, the last couple. We have Species. Yeah, just an over-the-top, sexualized movie with Natasha Henstridge. An awesome cast as well. Ben Kingsley, Alfred Molina, Forrest Whitaker. Just absolutely over the top and insane movie. It's not the best movie you'll ever see, definitely not. But for what it's doing, it does it okay, in my opinion. I was just a bit disappointed that 88 didn't include the original artwork on this. I was really, really hoping they would. But no, we've still got the same artwork that they went for the box set with the sequels in. But yeah, wanted to get this one on 4K because the first movie is probably the one I'm going to watch the most out of the Species movies. They kind of sort of go downhill. Well, pretty much from the off, in my opinion. But yeah, that's Species. And next up is that second movie that 88 released from that series. that I was talking about earlier, and it is the 4K of American Pie 2. Watched this when it came out. I watched all 4 movies again, and yeah, another great looking 4K. Absolutely love this one. It is kind of like a rehash of the first movie, only they're at college in this one as opposed to school in the first one. And yeah, a little bit older, maybe not so much wiser, but yeah, really enjoy this one. Probably my favourite soundtrack as well out of all the American Pie films. Just absolutely love it. Again, comedy staple for me. It's American Pie 2. And the last 2 films we've got here from Second Sight. The first one, we have the deluxe box edition of The Nice Guys. So this was brought to us by Shane Black, Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling. Great cast. This was kind of like a love letter, but a really good love letter to those sort of 70s crime movies and maybe the 80s buddy cop movies as well. There's a dash of that in here. It was just a really, really likeable film that unfortunately not a lot of people went to see when it came out. Yeah, I know there's been like a lot of sort of fanfare for people who have seen this movie that they kind of want to see a sequel as well. Well, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But for me, this is just a really, really fun movie. Really, really enjoy it. Lot going on in here. And yeah, I can't say much more than that. That's The Nice Guys. And the last 4K I have here is a Hammer release. It's the next big boxed edition that they've released. And it is the Quatermass Experiment. So yeah, I went completely blind into this. I haven't seen it, the movie yet. Still haven't seen it. And yeah, I was so impressed with the Captain Kronos release that I'm probably going to have to continue getting these now from Hammer, because they're just knocking it out of the park with these releases, and the smaller ones as well. They're just doing an absolutely fantastic job with these. These look absolutely stellar on the shelf as well. We've only got 2 of these so far. I think we are getting Quatermass 2 next month. Well, yeah, for me, absolutely loving what Arrow are doing here with these releases. So yeah, they're just knocking it out of the park. So yeah, that is the Quatermass Experiment. So yeah, that is it, guys. Those are all of the Blu-ray and 4K movies that I bought for the month of June 2025. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the video there, guys, and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.